signore.
Do we have any plane surpluses? Yes, we do. And I would very much like to add a bunch of air support to those attacks. Close air support. Let's make that 2 sets of close air support. In fact, let's just make it a 200. And we'll just dismiss you to free up those planes. And then same with the tactical bombers. Same with the heavy fighters. And all of you are assigned to the Marines. Wherever it is that they may be active. Did Leningrad fall? Yeah, a while ago.
Comandi.
Oh, looks like this is going to be an uncontested landing. It is.
Formazione.
Considering how hard they fought to take these islands from me, that was a little anticlimactic.
Pronto. Sì, signore. Attento.
Alright, let's get you preparing the next naval invasion, and we'll go from there. Then once we've taken Gibraltar, we're out. The Navy can leave at last. Eight more days until the new fighter is ready. Okay, so they do still have a couple of destroyers and things around, which my surface fleet would very much help with destroying. Also, I'll then be able to unleash my recon into this area, so that would help the submarines with detecting enemy convoys to actually sink. Could do with buying a little bit more steel. Don't need to get a lot though. And there we go. Done. Jobs are good and boss. Now we just need to prepare the next naval invasion. How's the training coming along? It's coming along. Are you lot ready to deploy? Yes. Good. Because I want you lot on that army. Off you go! Alright, we're still taking a ton of attrition here. This is not a place for tanks to be. So, let's just back you off and have you just repair. And replenish and rebuild. New fighters are done. Let's get the new attack bombers. And then let's go and spend a bunch of air experience upgrading these for better engine, better range and reliability. Marvelous.
Attento. Formazione.
Seeing as you're here anyway, may as well do this. Actually, this would be a good job for the tanks. Go send them into there as well. Well, the Soviets seem to have dug in a bit. Also, I just noticed 30 million losses now. Ouch. We're definitely making our presence felt. That's for sure. How are the Spanish doing? They're doing stuff. They are still recovering from the Civil War. Ooh, naval engagement. Big one. So my 6 battleships against their 6 heavy cruisers, plus screens, fully screened both sides. I have more light guns. I have far more heavy guns. They have slightly more torpedoes. I have better AA and better submarine detection. This is a fight we should win pretty easily. Just because I so dramatically outnumber them with the heavy weapons. Two of the heavy cruisers did get away. We are sinking a lot of boats here. That was pretty bad for the Americans. 4 heavy cruisers, a light cruiser, and 15 destroyers for no losses. Just a couple of planes. I'll take that. Do you guys need any repairs? You need a couple. Right, let's turn you off for a short time. And send you off for repairs. You can always regroup again after this. Except for the fact you were probably chasing them down would have destroyed them. Oh well. Should really have let you. How's the other fleet doing? Fine. I'm going to base you here now. Also, wow, you guys need repairs. Actually, no. You're going to be based in Sicily. You are really responsible for more of this type of stuff. And then you are going to be based in Sard... Actually, no, you can be based in Tunisia. Right, let's send off some of those ships for repairs. Seeing as you got the old group. Guangxi clique has capitulated. Well done, Japan. Japan's really turned things around. Taking out Guangxi is a really big deal because Guangxi has most of the resources for China. All of this is now owned by the Japanese, which is really, really good. Manchukuo seems to be just about holding straight, but they are just attacking out of the coastline again. Good turnaround by Japan there. Well done. Oh, good grief. Look how many convoys we're sinking right now. This is the impact of having radar on the submarines. I'm actually detecting where they are, finding more of them.
Pronto all'azione.
Alright, so we have a surplus of infantry equipment again, which I think is going to translate into another full army of colonials. Get another 24 divisions going. We still have a surplus. So we can actually cut down on the amount of guns that we are making now. Let's go down to just 15. Tanks are good. You know what? I'm going to start increasing the amount of support we're getting. We'll do that. Because we are now lowest in support equipment. Okay, good. And I really want to add recon to my units, and I can't do that until the support's ready.
Attento.
Go. Right, you can't actually attack because we are not guarding that yet. We should be. Let's say that I want you to hit 20 destroyers. I want you to hit 20 destroyers. Okay. And mine layers, who have somehow survived the entire war, which is really quite impressive when you consider it. You can go and do that.
Pronto all'azione.
Why are we not attacking? Insufficient naval superiority. Okay, we need to wait until our big ships are ready again. And I'm going to say that you guys are ready, so... Strike force. Strike force. There's the superiority. And there's the naval invasion. Off we go! Maybe research new battleship hulls. It is 44, we certainly could. In fact, we probably should have done that last year. And new destroyer hulls too. Fight your own war, Hungary. I'm tired of you bringing your troops back.
Attento.
This is going to be unopposed. Really? That was a bit dull. Okay. This fleet is going to be commanded by Campioni. And your job is going to be patrol. We'll say star. No. Shield. And I'm definitely going to make you a different colour because that's just going to be confusing. You can be yellow. So your job is going to be strike force throughout the Mediterranean. Any of those areas that need a strike force, that's going to be you. Your job, now that we have access to the Mediterranean, is going to be those two areas because we fight a lot of battles in those areas. And you are going to be based in Casablanca. And then recon. I'm going to need you to recon those areas too. Don't need you to recon that anymore. Good. Interesting. Fall of Gibraltar. Italy appears to be in control of Gibraltar after what has been reported as heavy fighting. There was no fighting! Alright, so there are still a fair number of Americans in here, which we need to destroy. They can't escape, because we control all of the exits now. The other thing I need to do is find my European garrison and say, I need you to defend Gibraltar. Oh no, I do actually need you to do those still. Okay, you need a lot more men than I'm currently giving you. Do I often build radar stations? Yes, although I've been a little bit remiss in it this time. I should build one in Gibraltar though. I'm going to prioritise that. The problem is I'm trying to build infrastructure for all of my attacks into Russia right now. Yeah, there is a large American combat fleet off the coast of Spain right now, which I would dearly like to go and hunt down, but there's also a large American fleet caught somewhere in the Mediterranean, which I would also really like to hunt down. The other thing I should do, actually, and this is something I've been rather remiss about, is the Kitokami cruiser class can now have radar. Oh, bugger. Did you the wrong way around, did I? I did. Oops. So this is going to be the Kitsukami 2s. And we're going to want to upgrade all of the Kitsukamis with radar. And the tier 1s are also going to want radar. Come believe I got this the wrong way around. That's very annoying. I'll install in twos. You two. And you two. And you two. Off we go. And now I need to shift click on you so I can actually see everyone at once, and then drag these to the very top. Because I need my recons available as soon as possible. I was going to say, that is definitely not all of them. Should be another 2, I think. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. 2 more. Where are you? I think it's these two, because they're repairing before they start refitting. Okay. Come on. Done. Now you're refitting, which means that you should appear in this line. There you are. Stick you to the top. Okay. Open all of you up again. We're going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It'll set the battleships back a month or 2, but I'm kind of okay with that. Getting that radar on all of these ships is going to be a pretty big deal. Especially once we start trying to hunt down ships in the Mediterranean. Good. It feels like the Soviets have actually managed to entrench a bit. You need to launch an attack of your own. Try and take all of this, I would say.
Mantenete le distanze.
Let's say all of you are assigned to this. Damn, that did actually break you.
Ordini. Comandi. Ordini.
Apparently not everyone was assigned to the front line. They are now.
Formazione.
Meanwhile, the Reds have destroyed that little pocket. You guys just sit here and replenish, frankly. You've taken a huge amount of damage recently.
Ordini. Sì, signore.
Okay, Marines. New orders. Time to go for Malta. Just take 2 heavy cruisers, another heavy cruiser. Alright, so the American fleet is currently docked in Malta. So I'm going to get my main strike fleet. In fact, both of them. And base you in Sicily. 9th of September, 11th of September, 9th of November. So we should have a couple of recon available. And actually, I'm going to cancel the recon orders. And we're going to slowly but surely spread you out from where you are now. Though we will need to wait until the 9th of September before we have any available. Yeah, we are bombing the port. That's what these guys are doing. It's Chester Nimitz with the really bad voice acting. Zabelli has been sickened. Sickened, I tell you. And you lot really need to spread out a bit more. Well, we're definitely going for it against the port. They have 4 heavy cruisers, 4 carriers, 31 destroyers, 5 battleships, and 21 light cruisers. That's a pretty significant portion of the American fleet right there. Just trapped in the Italian Mediterranean. As I guess we should call it now, the Mare Nostrum. New bombers. Close air support can go ahead and just upgrade. And then, yeah. Do I have any surplus attack bombers? I do. Oh, this is going to be bad. Let's get all 200 extra attack bombers that I have. Let's put you all on port strike here. What's your range now? You can reach most of Europe. And then let's just buff it, those guys. Then once we push them out of the port, recon are on duty again. Let me just cancel this, because I want to make sure that you've actually got the order I think you've got. Yeah, you do now. Good. And then hopefully they'll be really limping out of the port there. Actually, no. Let's have you upgrading the battleship to the 1944 version. Yeah, we do have a couple of damaged factories, which might be because of occupation laws. Nope. Maybe just combat then. Looks like they were bombing Italy again. We have complete air superiority, and as soon as we take Malta, they're not going to have anywhere to land. They'd have to fly all the way from Britain. Did not mean that. I was trying to click on the port icon, because it shows that we are bombing the living daylights out of it. Meanwhile, the assault on the Soviet Union has begun again. It's just a slow... Oh dear. D-Day. Tanks!
Ordini.
Let's turn this into the Operation Market Garden, where I just have tank divisions in reserve. Off you go. This really does feel like Operation Market Garden. It's like, I have tanks in reserve. Let's send them in. Marines are almost ready.
Ordini?
Though we could actually add a 5th Marine. Do it.
Pronto, signore. Ordini?
But not to the order. Just add him down here. I don't want to wait any longer. Okay. Let's go knock him out of Malta, shall we?
Pronto.
And then the bombers, which I just assigned to only port duty. I lied. I actually want you on Naval Strike 2.
Ordini?
And it looks like Malta is unopposed. So they have no defenders here, just a bunch of ships. Biff. There's their navy. And off our navy goes. Both of them. Good. And here it is! Big naval battle. The Battle of Valletta. Carlo Bergamini versus Chester W. Nimitz. They have 21 light cruisers, 15 destroyers against my 54 destroyers, 4 heavy cruisers and 6 battleships versus 2 heavy cruisers, 4 battleships, 3 carriers. We should have air support coming in eventually. We have less frontline guns, lots more big guns. Their big ships are really, really old. Ours, not so much. They do have very good anti-air, which we don't. Destroyer sunk already. Our screens are starting to withdraw, but we've almost sunk their capitals already. Once the capitals are sunk, that's going to reduce the screen on their carriers, and then my capitals can start shooting the carriers, and in fact already are. Screens are down. Aberici has been wounded. Okay, that's not an admiral, that's fine. It looks like the carriers are getting away, but not a lot else. Alright, let's go and grind up some of those destroyers into dust. Round 1. Went to us. We lost 4 destroyers, 14 bombers. They lost 4 battleships, 2 heavy cruisers, 4 light cruisers, 8 destroyers and 7 planes. So round 2 is going to be predominantly their carriers, which are now unscreened. So my capital ships are going to be shooting straight at the carriers. Doing a ton of damage, as you can see. Their frontline screen, though, is still pretty good, but that doesn't matter. I need the capital screens for the carriers. Boom. 3 carriers sunk. And now we're sinking all of their screens. 3 carriers, 16 light cruisers, 7 destroyers, 2 planes. We lost 2 destroyers. Yeah, that's true. They don't have anywhere to escape to. Well, I would say that went pretty well. Let's go send you for repairs, because that was their fleet sunk. Job's done.